Good morning. It's a nice early day. I wanted to talk about laws and rules. And leadership. See, the way I see it, we have these rigid law systems in all our countries. These law systems tell you what you can't do. These laws tell you, if you do the things you cannot do, what kind of punishment they will give you. It's not what we need. Definitely not. Next to this rigid laws we have, the leadership is missing. Our leaders currently just want to tell us what the fuck we should do, instead of leading us to the future, to a beautiful place, to a society that works for everyone. That should be the goal of a leader, to make sure his entire pack gets what they need. You see? We somehow are taught on purpose that we need to lay down the law on each other, constantly judging each other, constantly measuring your actions, your looks, everything about you, constantly. Instead of just living our lives and do whatever the fuck we want. You see, because we judge each other constantly, we put ourselves in jail. Simple as that. And when the bars close in on us, figuratively speaking, we get agitated. Try to kick back at those bars so they won't squeeze us to death, you know. So, how do I think laws should be? Well, first off, they should be dynamic. Second, they shouldn't tell you what you can do, but should give you options on how you can do the thing you want to do. You see, not everyone wants to do it in the same way. Whatever they want to do. How can we live free if we have a rigid law system that puts us in jail? That punishes us if we don't follow those rules, instead of the way it should be. How do you think innovation comes to be? Not because you do the same thing over and over again. It's because you don't take the usual path to where you need to go. Because then you're gonna see different things. The way we currently produce these laws, it's ridiculous. Total ridiculous. A normal person of the population has only something to say about the laws that are being produced once every few years, right? At least most democracies work that way. We choose ourselves a leader that tells us what to do. Yay, freedom, we yell. God. That's not freedom, people. And that's diverging your responsibility to someone else. If you truly want to be free, prepare for chaos. Freedom is chaos. But if you take your freedom with the intent of bringing love and peace, it will be a harmonious chaos. And true, you might not be able to steer it always the way you want, but you always have the chance to at least change course the way you see fit. So, if freedom is chaos, then slavery, the opposite of freedom, is the opposite of chaos. And that would be order. So, is that true that if we have order, we lose our freedom? Yes, of course. Of course. You cannot have order and freedom at the same time. Because you're gonna live your life in an orderly fashion. You do things repeatedly because of your rigid belief systems. And therein lies your prison. And if it's a good thing or a bad thing, I do not know. But the way things are going, I don't think it's a good thing for me, at least. So, am I saying we should run rampant? Do whatever the fuck we want? We already are, so why stop that? I mean, look around you, even with all these rules. There's no peace. I mean, look at it. Look at the way America invaded Iraq, right? You were there for a long time and there were troops bullying a lot of people, to say the least, the very least, into making their order the order of the country, of Iraq. The American order is Iraqi order now. Do you hear what I'm saying? Order has double meaning in this sentence, definitely. Order as in things go as told from above, and not God but the hierarchy. And order as in New World Order, the Order of the Knights Templar, that kind of order. My view of how to govern this society we live in, because that's what we're talking about here. How do we govern our society without putting ourselves into slavery as we do now, and without going on a chaotic rampage around the world because we can? And there's no rules to stop us? How do we find the road in between, the middle ground? Simple. By looking for it and not let a small percentage of our people think about that. Huh? We should all be our government. This is called anarchy in some places, but anarchy, I think, has a too negative voice, sound to it, because people are gonna think, oh, anarchy, they don't have rules, they don't have government, they just do whatever the fuck they want and start mayhem. Oh, that's bullshit. If you correctly watch the anarchist movements, they're all about working together. Not about hitting your face in because whatever, because I feel like it. No. It's to come together, find solutions to your problems, and solve your fucking problems. So, in that equation, where did you hear anything about rules and people telling others what to do? As in a hierarchical structure, sorry. You know what I mean. You see, it should be like this. I think. We have our societies built up in layers, right? We have our streets, in our city, in our provinces, in our countries, our states. Yes, in our continents, on our world. Layers, right? If something happens in your street, or some decision should be made in that just has effect on your street and the people that live there. The people that live there should come together and figure out a solution. It should not be the government telling them, oh, you have this problem? Well, here's the orderly solution to your problem. That's not living, people. That's being lived. That's not freedom, people. That's slavery. This is what's happening right now. And true, we have democracy and we can vote for people that speak for us. But the problem is in that they do not speak for us anymore. They never have. Because we're a product, we're slaves. What if, instead of everybody just keep on listening to these jokers that fuck us up, we come together and we solve our problem as if we were grown-ups by talking, negotiating, and hopefully coming to a peaceful solution instead of just this bullshit what we got now. There are wars being fought right now. Over money. Pure money. Nothing more, nothing less. And they tell you, oh, it's because of this and because of that, and still haven't found any mass weapons, weapons of mass destruction, I'm sorry, in Iraq. They had proof. Where is this proof? What kind of proof did they have? They won't show us. And we, the people, are stupid enough to believe in our leaders, in their lies. Now, you see, Americans have this freaky way with terrorists. You see, terrorists have, in my view, a particular agenda. They are fighting against whatever. Suppression, usually. Because the biggest terrorists are freedom fighters. We all know this. What's the difference? The difference is on what side you're on. That's all there is to it, people. Divide and conquer? This is the way. You can trust no one. Even your neighbor could be a terrorist. Oh dear. But he isn't. He's a douche. Some of them. Others are not. But he's not a terrorist. So, simple is, we do not need rules, we need to come together and find solutions to our problems instead of being told what we can and cannot do. We need to be free again. We need dynamic rules. We need agreements between people, not rules from above. Okay? We need to take our responsibilities back. Because that's what's happening. We don't have the responsibility to live our own lives anymore. And this is sad, because we know we can. For those people that say, oh, everything is going to chaos and it will bring down our human race. A, so what? We're not that special. And B, about 100,000 years ago, Homo sapiens somehow evolved, got created, whatever, we do not precisely know yet. But at that point we didn't have rules, I assure you, we did not. And we survived. Arguably, because of those rules? Those rules put us into wars, more wars than you can imagine. We used to fight over resources, we still do. But at this point we don't just go for the resources, we go for subjugation of others. When we started doing that, we needed rules. Because the slaves needed to be told what they can and cannot do, or else we, the slave holders, would get fucked. Our food would be gone. Work together. We are one race, maybe multicolored. We could. There's talk about the gods creating us. Gods come from the sky, so all over the world it's the same fucking story, so you cannot deny this. Gods came from the sky. And what else does come from the sky but extraterrestrials? I mean, if they are sacred or not, I have no clue. But they were extraterrestrial. They did not come from this planet. They come from the heaven, from the skies. And in the heaven there are other planets, so we need to wake up. We need to do the things we need to do. We need to free ourselves. We are the only ones that can. There won't be a savior. You are the savior. It's up to you. If you do not want to be free, You will not be free. But you want to be free, but you won't do anything for it. Then you won't be free either. You have to do something. You have to take responsibility for your freedom. It's up to you, not up to someone else. Remember that. Realize that. It's you that needs to free yourself. Oh, but how can I free myself? My government will... Are you serious? Don't be afraid. It's not easy to be free. You can't just lay down and do nothing and think, oh, it's all gonna be alright because I'm free. Oh, don't be stupid. You're gonna have to work your ass off. But it's you that needs to free yourself. I cannot do it for you. Neither can your government, neither can Jesus Christ or whatever belief system you have. Free yourself.